in the quiet at night, with my heart laid bare, something stirring inside, like a silent prayer. You gave me this flame, a purpose divine. Lord, help me remain in your design. Keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp burning right, keep my lamp burning, oh, till I see your light, till I see your light. Every moment I breathe, every step that I take, all the truth I believe, all the choices I make, you fill me with grace, a vessel refined. Now I seek your face, lead out behind, keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp.
Hey everybody, good to see you. Glad you could make it. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. While you're here, please hit the likes and share the show so we know we are live. Anyway, guys, it's good to see you guys. Tonight is discussion is about TFE and is it demonic? It's a touchy subject as people definitely have weird views about TFE. My views specifically on is TFE demonic is yes, I would say so, based on everything that's happening. Um, if we look at its foundations on what TFE is built upon, it's built on deception. It's built on symbolism based on deception. It's the very foundations of TFE is just there to disrupt. It's there to sorry, my daughter saying that. But yeah, it's just based on everything negative. Also, I want to point out that why I'm trying to say the TFE seems very demonic to me is if you look at the behavior of people, it's very occultic light. How can I say a occultic type of defense for TFE? If people talk out against the deception, they are the ones seeing as the bad guys. They are the ones seeing as wrong or evil or lying or deceptive, while the deception is being shown out to them. So, in other words, just like the Bible says in the end days, good will be called evil and evil will be called good. And that's exactly what TFE is about. TFE is definitely an evil practice. It's based on Masonic and satanic rituals. It's based on symbolism that is not godly and it's not good. Now, the fact that people call it out are the ones being called deceptive and evil. So, yes, the point is calling evil out makes you evil, in other words. That's what this whole thing's about, which is sad because that's not how things should work. The link is above if anybody has disagreements with me or just wants to talk about this. I'm sorry if it's going to, how can I say, offend some people that I am personally saying TFE is nothing but a farce, a fraud, and a attempt to try and sow demonic discourse in the community, because I've been seeing a lot of um, how can I say, behaviors be pushed out thanks to TFE. Behaviors people shouldn't be very proud of, including myself sometimes, I have to be honest. But this is a very important subject I think people have to talk about. And I think people have to look into themselves and say, why is all this happening? Why do people have these weird behaviors based on TFE? What is the origin based on this? What causes a person to do this? I've seen a lot of people that really have shown a different side of themselves thanks to TFE. Seen a lot of people give a real sense of demonic manifestation, you could say. People getting very triggered about TFE when you call it out. Why is that? Why do people feel the urge to go to the extremes they do to defend something that's deceptive like TFE? You tell me. Well, anyway, we do have a poll going, and it's 38 votes so far. TFE is demonic. Yes, 42%. No, 50%. No idea, 8%. Quite interesting poll. If you guys have any questions, why do I have Q&A at the end? I'm supposed to change that. Sorry. Captions. That's better. You guys rock, by the way. Really appreciate all your support, and hope someone will come in and have a discussion. But until then, I was thinking we can maybe go and look at the origins of TFE again. And we can look through some of the things why I would say it's based on deceptions. Let's go to Will Duffy's channel and look exactly what's going on. Let's see. Final experiment. Videos. And let's see what's going on. Let's go to his first video where it all started. This should be interesting. Okay, so this is the first video that he made a year ago. The File Experiment, a History 1 of 6. Is it going to show what I want to say? Well, we'll see. What's up, Solve? Good to see you. Oh, do I have the wrong link? That explains it. Sorry. I don't know what happened. There we go. There's the link. It's the... there we go. Solve. Replace message. Sorry about that. Okay. While we wait for Solve, I'm going to carry on with this video so we can... I remember... voice on here, it's just actually music, and he's showing this. I want to point out, why is he opening with a carousel? A very spooky carousel to be in the woods with a lot of fog. What does that actually symbolize, guys? Sorry, in the... Let's get in. What's up, Solve? Good to see you.
Right.
What's up, mate? Godzilla member gifted 5 memberships. Really appreciate it, man. You rock. Really appreciate all the support. Appreciate everybody that does support this channel. You guys rock. So what's up, man?
Same old, man. Saturday afternoon. So whose video is this right here?
That is Will Duffy's first video on the Final Experiment.
Ah.
This is his opening, and that's what I'm trying to point out. What does this image give you?
It's creepy, man. It looks like some kind of it looks like part of one of those movies where there's a haunted doll or something in it, you know, like a demon possessed doll, you know, or something to do with ghosts. And I don't know, it looks very creepy.
Yeah, well, let's look at what symbolizer. There's a lot of people that have different, but the symbolization is usually around the same thing, and it's very specific. The carousel symbolizes temptation.
Ah,
It's a wicked temptation, something wicked. Now, my question to you is: Duffy's supposed to be a pastor, okay? He's supposed to be trying to be showing the truth. And his first video that he opens with is a creepy scene that has symbolization about temptation and wicked things coming this way. Now, to me, that's very demonic-like. To me, that is very in-your-face symbolism that this guy is pushing a deceptive, how can I say, proposal. So, yes, thank you, Godzilla. He says, free, better say something important, damn out of. But appreciate you being a member for 31 months. You've been a big blessing to this channel, man. Really appreciate it. So, yeah, it's quite weird because if you look at all the different things, what it means, it's always the same thing. The keep of the dark carousel, symbolization of the forest alone. This forest symbolizes the threatening aspect of a personal, unconscious, its deathly pull towards inertial stemming from a lack of consciousness. And look at this from Reddit. The carousel, it just means that in which the gods access that form of worship. So anyway, what I'm just trying to make a point here is that's what Duffy opened with. What does that tell you?
well, like there's a lot of symbolism behind this guy, man. He's a dark individual. That's for real.
What's
I
up?
mean, and it
What's
takes
up?
a dark individual to be that evil of a person, and then try to pretend like you're a Christian pastor of some kind. You know, I mean that right there. That's no different than a windowless van and a free puppy sign. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Sean's here.
Yep.
He can relate to that. He knows about that.
Yep. This is a David Banner. What's up, man? Thank you very much for your £2. Really appreciate the super chat, man. Appreciate all the support. He says Duffy's been at it since day one. Flats, good stuff. Yes, he has. And I think it's about time people have to call out the demonic nature on this whole thing. Because yes, you've been trying to push out all the deception, but I think now it's time to show the spiritual aspect of it. Show how demonic it is and how can I say, pulling a wool over people's eyes. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. What's up, Roger? How's it going, man?
Not much. I'll say hi to David. Hey, David. I got a question. If he is so honest and everything, why is he striking everybody that uses his material?
Oh, Duffy. Yeah. Exactly. That's why, unfortunately, we can't play too much at a time. We have to do it like this. We're going to go to like just certain aspects and freeze it and stuff. But Duffy's more than welcome to come and chat like he usually does. And because we're still waiting actually for him. Has he got back to you guys with showing us the 3 things we asked him for to show us? Like the Earth curve, gas precise containment.
You don't want to talk to me.
No, he hasn't come back with anything. Or is he going to come to you with anything that I can think of? But he's making a weird claim that he can actually physically prove a geographic South Pole for some reason. I don't know where he gets that. He can take it to court, he said.
The thing is, Roger, should anyone trust him? That's what I'm trying to say.
No.
Should anyone trust a pastor that has a Masonic symbolized church, which shows a Baphomet actually, and teaches that deception is okay, opens a video based on ritualism, which is all about the symbolism of wickedness coming, and yeah, it's very bad vibes, in other words.
Yeah, beyond that, every time he's opened his mouth to start with, he's just been lying straight up to go. You know, that's
we're still going to get through that too. We're going to go through when you lied to Sean and when he still lied in his apology to him, and going on with all this, that's still going to come up.
Yeah.
But I think it's good to start from the origins of this and just point out what's going on. By the way, Sov, I did listen to a few minutes of your son's show today.
Uh-huh.
Quite interesting conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy was kind of surprised. She just popped in to that. What's it called again? I can't even remember the
The
name.
Clubhouse. What? The Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Yeah, that's it. She
I
came
still
in
never
there.
found. I still can't find Clubhouse. I have no idea where to get hold of it.
Well, what he said was she came in and was immediately looking for flat Earth arguments. Like she wasn't even a flat earther. And so she started getting, feeling everybody out for what their answers to all this shit were. So I guess probably so she could put, doing research for a character,
It was all set up.
Yeah.
But that's why we're saying, does anybody really know anything about her? And
Oh,
that's how I was so happy.
Shortly after she got in there is when people like Toon and Dave Weiss and Duffy
also
started fucking around in the clubhouse. See,
but that's why I said even the process where they were choosing the people to go.
Yeah,
you could see it was scripted, man. It was.
Oh my God,
they knew who they wanted to go straight from the beginning. So, but yeah, we're probably going to talk about that a bit more later as well. Let's carry on with this verse video of Duffy, and then I want people to point out more symbolism and seeing if anything he's showing is actually kosher. Ooh. Something historic will take place. Now, note that he just showed a carousel in fog in a woods, which symbolizes wicked things to take place, temptation.
Kind of like fortune, right?
Yeah, exactly. Something historic will take place, and then showing some more things, events which will end up in the history books and talked about for generations to come. I highly doubt that, but I still talk to some people today like, what the hell is TFE? So
I know. You could ask, you could go out on the street and ask people all day long, what did you think about the final experiment? And they go, who? The what? What are you talking about? They wouldn't have anything to do. And then if you told them, they'd just kind of look at you like, so fucking what?
And then shows the sun. So he shows the sun. What does the sun symbolize, guys? The sun is worship, reverent awe to the Helios god, the sun god, a Greek deity based on Babylonian paganism. And yes, Greek, yeah, it's sun worship. And by the way, Greeks do stem from Babylonian pagans, guys, just to let you know.
Well, isn't Zeus represent the sun? Isn't the sun represent Zeus to them?
Zeus is the almighty god.
Yeah.
He's like the hierarchy of all the gods.
And they've got, like they try to bastardize different stories. They've got and then didn't he come down and mate with humans and come up with a half god, half man? That sounds like
Hercules.
That sounds like a
Hercules. Yeah, that's where they come up with Heracles. Hercules. In other words.
Zeus was a watcher.
Because, yeah, you can call him a watcher if you wanted to, based like on even the Book of Enoch, where it talks about, the angels came down and took women as wives and then had Nephilim. Yeah, you can look at it that way.
Giants and mighty men of renown. Would Hercules be considered a mighty man of renown? Yes.
Yeah, Charles, he wants to know how he infiltrated the church and got easy. His mentor was Bob Inyard, And Bob Inyard, in his own self, was a heretic to the church. He hated flat earthers too. Hence why Duffy lied when he said he knew nothing about flat earth and, said this, he found this ridiculous. Crazy, because Bob Inyard was literally his mentor, and Bob Inyard had a fervent hatred for flat earthers. So that's a total nonsense lie from him. Secondly, did you see the background Bob Inyard had?
No, I
Wasn't
don't
very.
recall what that was.
Let me get some Bob Inyard stuff up for you.
I've got the thing where they saying the crust of the earth is the firmament. I've got that on here, but I don't think I have that.
Yeah, I've never seen any of Bob's stuff.
Let's see. Yeah, he even suggested people get rid of the jury system. That's how bad Bob Inyard was.
Oh my God.
Let's see.
Did he promote like a theocracy? Shania law.
That I want to see.
What makes
So I
you
just want
think
to
that
copy
was
this
Olivia?
over. I don't want to get the wrong stuff up quickly. Robert Adolf Inyard.
Stop.
With a name like Adolf, maybe. Yeah.
Robert Inyard was January 10th, 1959, and he died in September 12th, 2021. Was an American conservative talk radio host and pastor of Denver Bible Church in Denver, Colorado. He was an anti-abortion advocate and political commentator. Inyard opposed mandate vaccines and mask mandates for COVID-19. He died of COVID-19. I find that quite ironic.
Well, he was anti-evolution too, wasn't he? I understand that much. He didn't believe in dinosaurs and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just want to see. Yeah, he was hectic against abortion, which I'll give that up for him. Inyard was a proponent of corporal punishment of children. He served a 60-day jail sentence in Jefferson County Correctional Facility after being convicted of child abuse for hitting a 7-year-old child with a belt so violently that he raised welts and broke the skin of the child.
God.
So in other words, that means it's not even his child. He beat someone else's child, correct?
Yeah. That would have been his last ass whooping right there. If that was my kid, I guarantee it.
In 1994, Inyard agreed to stop making late night television calls to residents Kenosha was, where he upset the content of his program, Kenosha Television. He calls prompted Senator Russ Feingold to call the Federal Communications investigations to talk to a host had broken laws. Inyard was sentenced to 11 days in jail in June 2009 after he refused to pay a fine upon his conviction of criminal trespassing at the Focus on the Family headquarters.
So he went after James Dobson. That's at his headquarters. Focus on the Family. He was a Christian psychologist, I think.
It's quite weird. I mean, look at this. In 1999, Inyard bought out $16,000 worth of O.J. Simpson memorabilia, which he burnt on the steps of Los Angeles courthouse, where Simpson was arrested, to protest the verdict in the Simpson murder case.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
That'll learn it.
Quite
Sounds
weird.
kind of extreme.
Yeah. But now I want to see. Okay, it's definitely not the same Bob Inyard, that one. But anyway, there's some more stuff. But Bob Inyard wasn't a very kosher guy himself, and he was Duffy's role model. Sorry, my wife's just texting me.
I would call him a mentor more than a role model.
Well, he was his mentor. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make is Duffy took all his mentorship from that guy. and he took over his church when he died.
It's
And
a
we all know,
creepy looking church. It's a creepy looking church too, man.
yeah, if
Oh,
you look
yeah.
at it, it's very small. It's very.
Let me see. I got it.
You're gonna put it up quickly. Yeah, it's.
I'm gonna try to
I
find
mean,
it.
Roger's been there a few times.
Oh yeah, it's a small place, dude. It's very
It's
little.
very small, but his logo is the thing that that caught my attention.
Oops. This is a picture off their Facebook page.
Otherwise, I think it's on.
You know, their
Mikey's.
last post on their Facebook page was June the 5th of 2020.
That's just a weird, but that's just a weird thing, though. If you think about it, why is all his passion in TFE and not for God? Why is it not for his church? I mean, he spent over 100K for TFE, but what has he spent on his church, really? I mean, with 100K, he could have built a bigger church than that. That's what it used to look like, Soph. That Denver Bible Church,
Yeah.
that logo. That's
Yeah,
what it used
now
to
he's
look
got it changed. He's got that Baphomet logo on there now.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly see if I can get it up. Roger, was it on your channel or Mikey? Where you guys went there?
Mikey's channel a lot easier.
Mikey.
Yeah.
Yeah, September 18th, 2021. That was the last time they even posted on their Facebook page. That's why I say I don't even think it's a viable church, that it's actually doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, for all we know, Duffy might be in prison by now.
Yeah, he's been very quiet lately.
I never see him around Denver. He's only like, I would say 8 miles from where I am now. And I seem to bump into the same people a lot. He's not in public anywhere ever.
Do you know which stream exactly that was? That we can quickly show the church.
Yeah, it's called it Yabba Dabba Dabba something or other.
Yabba Dabba Dabba. Sorry guys, just trying to look for it quickly. Yabba Dabba Dabba. I can't find it because you were with him.
Yeah, me and Mike went there.
Yeah.
If Sob's got it on a live stream.
I had it on a live stream, but I couldn't even begin to tell you where that's at.
Yeah. Man, I don't know if it was a video from Mikey or a live stream from Mikey.
It was he made it into a video now, so it's not in a live stream. It's in his video collection. If I was on the PC, I could pull it up for you a lot quicker. I could go find it.
Duffy's Wacka Shakalaka. There we go. Found it.
Something like that.
Wacka Shakalaka.
There we go. This is the church now. Look at that. Okay, look at that logo. It's changed. I don't know why he's gone to that weird looking logo.
He's got to pay homage to his Baphomet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go. We're going to go to the... So we go. There we go. Look at that logo.
Jesus.
What
over one time.
in the world is he thinking with that logo? You turn it upside down, it's a Baphomet.
Yep.
You keep it this way, it is a Masonic symbol. And it's orange too, if anybody didn't know that. So if you're having Masonic symbol with a Baphomet and it's orange, it's kind of in your face. Why? What is wrong with the last logo, though?
Needed something to spice it up to bring the youngsters in, see? I don't know.
I mean, even thinking of this and thinking... Sorry?
He wants to scare the kids with that logo is what he's trying to do. And not drag them in. Yeah.
I mean, literally, if you even think of it, it looks like almost like a tower, like you could say equate to Tower of Babel. And then you got, you know, when they do the horn sign and it's like to the side. That's literally what I see there.
Some dark shit with these flat earth haters, man. It really is. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go into
like, find out poor old Ozian, whatever.
Ozian, oh yeah.
Not good. Not good.
I want to quote Flatslade for a second. Where did Flat Earth touch them at? That's what I want to know. What did Flat Earth do to them?
It takes away their control. because people don't understand. Flat Earth is actually a very good tool to let people think for themselves. They don't want people to be able to think for themselves. They want you to be under the control. They want you to be based on blind sheep to the slaughter. If they say jump, you should say how high, not no, who are you to tell me to jump? And that's exactly what Flat Earth does. It
Well,
goes
everything they
against the norm.
know and think had to come to them from a perceived authority. And that's the only reason they accepted it, was because it came from a perceived authority source. That's it. It
Even
doesn't
if
have to make sense. As long as the wizard said so, then it is so, you see.
Well, that's an occultic authority, actually. If you look at it, it's ancient mythos and cosmology.
Yep.
You know?
I just want to quickly. They're saying it doesn't look like a Baphomet, so.
Who?
See,
So I'm
you
gonna
got to show them everything. They can't even visualize. They can't even visualize. You have to actually physically show them everything. It's amazing. You can't say now, flip that upside down in your mind. They'd have to physically flip it upside down and then have you trace out what you're talking about. Watch. This is the problem. This is why they were such easy marks for the globe.
Yeah.
Well, TV has something to do with growing in your imagination to start with, too, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Let's quickly get it up. Where's the Baphomet that I saved? There we go. Okay, guys can see this on screen? That's his logo.
Oh.
Position. What did I put in front now? Huh. You know what? Let's just do it this way. Copy, paste. There we go. What's that look like to you?
Well, to me, it doesn't look like anything because my screen's not working. But I can imagine.
Really odd. And I was also going to say that that's just like the perversion when it's upside down. That's why it reads to the Baphomet. Now, if we take the same logo and we flip it back around and we go and do this. Quickly place it on. Documents. Masonic. Format. Don't want to manage storage. What's going on? I just want to tools. Now I can't remember how to change the format options. There we go. Sorry, guys. Adjustments. Opacity. What's that telling you guys? What's that sign?
Just nothing up there.
Don't see anything.
Oh, I didn't even say that. Sorry. You can see it now.
No.
Why is it not showing?
There it is.
Oh, okay. There we go. So what's that saying, guys? So if we see there, His logo upside down fits with the Baphomet. His logo upside right sits with the Masonic sign. Why is that?
That might have been intentional, huh? What do you think?
I do think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I find it really odd. So we open up with the guy showing a carousel which has symbolism based on temptation and wicked things to come. Then shows the sun, giving homage to the sun, Helios. And now he's having pride, showing, guys, all human history is going to be talking about this. And then, what are those lights in the sky? What is this place we live on, and what does it actually look like? And then points to idiots like this, obviously. Voyager's taken, claiming this, it's a globe. How high is the dome? I love this. Look at this, guys. How high can we go? Is there a dome? I thought he's a pastor. What does the Bible say in Genesis 1?
Dude, how do they know how high they can go? What's their reference? How do they know how high their rockets go anyways? Yeah.
So yeah, but remember when we asked him if you were really for the truth, why did you look at the sun? Because he already told us, guys, looking at the sun, it doesn't determine the ground. So TFE is anyway, by his own admission, a waste of time. Why didn't he go and look for the firmament?
Well, that would be a good way to disprove there was a firmament if you went looking for it, right?
Yeah, but his answer was, I don't believe there's a firmament. That's it. So because he doesn't believe there's a firmament, he doesn't need to go and look for a firmament. But us that don't believe that it's a globe needs to go and look at a globe. Come on. Really odd.
Well, he really didn't show anything anyways, as far as we can tell. Yeah.
No, he didn't. He didn't show nothing. Oh, that's what I want to ask. Have they brought out this 24-hour sun footage yet?
No.
Weird.
No.
And we're still waiting for the mockumentary as well. It's been quite a long time.
Well, almost 3 months now, isn't it?
But I'm going to call it. You know when they're going to bring out the mockumentary? On an occultic symbolized date.
I don't know. I haven't heard what release date it's going to have.
No, but I'm calling it now. When they're going to release it.
Oh,
it's going to be on a symbolized occultic date. Watch. Why? Because this is all ritual based. Everything about TFE is ritual based. It's demonic.
Yeah. So when is the next holiday or occultic day that you can think of?
Depends what belief system you have.
So if you want to go with this one, I think the winter solstice would be a really good time for them to put it out on December 24th or 5th, wouldn't it? Be a good day.
9/11.
9/11, good one. Halloween.
Yeah, there's another one. The vernal equinox.
All depends which kind of ritual he's planning to be for. You know what I mean? So. And then he carries on with this, obviously. And then he said, in AD 1968, everything changed. Nothing changed. They just decided to. Footage, we live on a globe, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's very boring. And then look what he ended up with again.
Yeah, that's like the beginning of one of them creepy doll movies, man. You know, like Annabelle or some shit like that, you know.
But he's mocking God there because that's a Christian song. Christian song, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world. And what is the symbolization of this freaky, misty forest with a carousel?
Yeah.
Temptation and wicked to come. So he's literally calling God temptation and wicked to come because he's singing a Christian song for the whole world. Wow. That's what I say. The symbolism behind this, and from a pastor nonetheless, is freaky beyond belief.
Well, yeah, I don't know if that song is exactly scriptural, but it's giving God power, I think. But I don't
Yes,
think
it's the symbolism behind it. Because the symbolism, even behind the song, is God created the world. Okay? He holds everything in his hands. And that's actually given to children to sing from a young age. But now he's giving a carousel in a woods, a misty woods, and it's all, yeah, very occultic and symbolized. Well,
like it. Like, he's making a horror movie out of this.
mm-hmm. Okay. Then he gets to past experiments. That's his second video. Let's see what he starts this video off with. Container. Ah, okay. Cool. So this is him trying to show science now, guys. Experiment. An operation or procedure carried out under controlled conditions in order to discover an unknown effect or law, to test or establish a hypothesis, or to illustrate a known law. Great. What has this got to do with TFE, guys? Absolutely not at all.
Not a dang thing.
Nothing scientific about it. That's basically an observation. You call it astronomy, wouldn't you? You want to boil it down to what it is.
I love how these people that are on that side with all their flawed shit, they love to scream about science, but can never produce any actual science behind their beliefs. I had a guy on Facebook trying to tell me that evolution was a scientific fact.
No.
And he started going on about, well, even humans and chimpanzees share the same DNA. I said, a sailboat and a tree are both made of the same material. Does that mean that the tree evolved into a sailboat, or did the sailboat have to be created using the same material that made up the tree? The sailboat had to be created. The tree will never evolve into a sailboat, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they share the same. They're both wood, aren't they? Oh, well, that proves evolution, right? Come on.
That was a good analogy. But I mean, if trees morphed into sailboats without people building them, we wouldn't have to do anything, would we?
Well, that would be handy, but
it would be.
Not very likely.
I've never seen it happen. Have you? I'm gonna go check. Trees are turning into boats now.
Do I have that? I'll have to show that.
Let's see if he can show us. So you see his definition. I don't know what the source is of his definition though. But let's see what he says. Experiments have been performed for thousands of years. Okay, interesting. So I do hope he's going to keep with the definition he brought up. And experiments continue to this day.
Huh.
Okay.
The last time I saw him do a video, he did critical think was an experiment. So yeah.
Yeah. A sampling of them here. Okay. Okay. First he starts with Aristophanes. It's not an experiment. You just literally went against your own definition brought up.
He goes by a written. Somebody writes this shit for him. He's not coming up with any of this. This is why he's so dismal when you try to talk to him. He doesn't know anything.
Charles, thanks for coming, man. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, look at the definition you just set up. Is Aristophanes got anything to do with the definition you just brought up?
Not a bit.
Not at all. Nothing.
Aaron he's already assumed that the Earth was a globe. He was just trying to figure out how big.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, you would have no reason to use spherical mathematics. Blah!
Yeah, and I mean, he already assumed a radius. He was just trying to figure out the radius there. And he had to assume that the sun's rays, which are divergent, is parallel. And he had to assume the sun is very far away. and he had to assume that the earth he's standing on is a globe, and he had to assume the sun is a globe, and he had to assume many things to make his assumption, which is none of them based on science.
Or
And he
evidence.
calculated. Sorry?
There's no evidence. There's no evidence for the distance to either of those objects. You can't.
No. And even in Aristophanes, the sun's distance changes through history, does it not? How many times have they tried to measure the sun and the distance changes? Then it's not a measurement, is it?
Well, was it Copernicus first calculated it at 3 million miles?
Mhm.
Then it came up to 5 million. And I mean, it just kept increasing. And when Newton calculated it first at 28 million, and then he did it a second time and came up with 54 million. And he was actually quoted as saying that whether it be 28 million or 54 million, it doesn't matter. It suits our purpose. Well, how scientific of you. What purpose is that?
I got a question for you, Saab. How far did Tycho Brahe put the sun away?
I think, hang on, I have a list.
Let's put it up quickly because it's.
I have to find it.
I remember that list because, it's changed quite a lot throughout the years. Who's to not say they're going to try and change it from 93 million miles again?
Let me see. Oh, I know where I need it. Yeah. Let me go. I gotta go. I have to do a search here.
While he does that, let's carry on.
I do have another question, though, right quick. What is a social experiment? I keep hearing this.
Well, a social experiment is psychology, actually.
Okay,
It's
so
not
that's
really. It's not natural science.
Okay.
Okay, and he's gonna have Warner from Braun. Rocket, the V2 rocket. That's not an experiment, first of all.
No, that was aerodynamics and flight, from what I remember.
Yeah. It's technology. Then he's got D-Marble, where he's trying to, have his level on the plane and everything. Also, that's not science. It's just observation. So none of this that he's posting is showing anything to his definition he put up.
He's not following.
If Rock Lake is part of a sphere that has a radius of 3,959 miles, then Rock Lake should also have a horizon. What I mean by a horizon is a physical visual obstruction that keeps the viewer from seeing beyond it. Things beyond the horizon would then appear lower and or even hidden.
But that's a false definition of horizon already. Horizon is not physical. It's an apparent position where the sky and the sun appear and the ground appear to meet.
Convergence.
Yeah, it's convergence zone. Oh, they got the list up.
Yeah. So it was Tycho Brahe said 13 million, and so Kepler said 13 million. That's because Kepler killed Tycho Brahe and took all of his work and took credit for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then you see there you had Newton at 28 million, then 54 million. Then in 1754 they came up with 81 to 82 million miles. And this Anki guy, he got
200 what?
95.274 thousand or million miles. 95,274,000. He was pretty precise. And then Meyer comes along and says, no, it's 104.
And the recent ball now is 92 to 93 mil.
Yeah.
You see, guys, and this is all supposed to be measured, correct?
Yeah.
You
You can't measure; it's calculated.
My question.
That's that.
Quite odd.
Same principle of how high the rockets fly too.
Yeah. Okay. So, and we can just see he doesn't know what science is, and he proves it to us. Okay, let's see what it says at his end. These bubbles are so stupid. Okay. How does such an idiotic video get so much views, by the way?
Bots.
And a lot of idiots.
Okay, after so many experiments, you didn't present one experiment. Why does the debate over the shape of the Earth continue? What experiment? You haven't presented any experiments. Because the experiments are not being conducted by both sides together. How does that make it not science? Let me ask you something. If you do a scientific experiment, does it care who's doing the experiment?
Not if you do a scientific experiment. No, you'll get the same
because
result.
it doesn't care about your opinion. Exactly. It's an empirical method. It's an objective standard. It's got nothing to do with subjective value. In other words, if you believe it's a globe or a flat Earth, the one who does the experiment shouldn't matter.
Right.
But yeah, we already showed he doesn't know what science is anyway. Literally going against his own belief. He says, because the experiment itself is not agreed upon ahead of time as definitive by each side. That's not science. Again, no one decides whatever.
No.
And
But
then
people
welcome
think
to the
just
final
because
experiment.
they think that because someone calls themselves a scientist, has letters after their name, that whatever they say must be science, regardless of how ridiculous it is. Oh, you have to wear a face diaper when you're walking into a restaurant, but not when you're sitting down, because what? Why? You know, I mean, just, well, science, trust the science. And it's like, they know they've got people conditioned so much that way that they can tell people that. Just trust the scientists.
Yeah, you just say science, and that means therefore it's science. Just because you say scientist.
Yeah.
But I want to point out, guys, didn't he tell us, which he's going to do later in one of the videos, is he's neutral on this, correct? He hasn't got a dog in the
That's what he
side. He's
said
not
first.
he's not for globe, he's not for flat earth, he's neutral. Correct?
That was his claim.
What were the two first videos we just watched?
You're pretty much pro globe.
Yeah. Weird. Don't you find that weird? So that
Yeah.
was a lie.
Yeah, he also said that none of the flat Earth predictions came past, but he never showed me any of their predictions neither.
But that's the thing. Have you not realized every time he speaks to someone, he begs flat earthers to make predictions and then moans that flat earthers are not giving him predictions. So what flat earth predictions were not made to be debunked? Quite weird.
It is.
Why am I doing this? Why don't I just say older first? I mean, really.
I gotta find that damn thing.
We're on the bottom anyway. Okay. So that was the second one. The third one, the participants. This was an interesting one. Why is it taking so long? First of all, I want you guys to look at... Oh, no. What the hell's going on here? Something's not nice because it's keep on... Sorry, guys. Something's odd. I hope my internet's not giving a bit of problem. Let's go to oldest. Let's do it this way. Aha. Okay, we'll do it this way. Share screen.
Well,
By the way, guys, the votes have changed. 91 votes so far. TFE is demonic. 51% say yes. 41% say no. No idea, 9%. And I'm sure we can hit the likes, guys. We've got 90 people watching, only 21 likes. Hit the likes, share the show. It really, really does help the show to grow. You guys rock. Appreciate all the support. Okay, so we're going to go to participants now. This is his third video. Even this had some interesting arguments against it.
Hey, real quick, I got something that I think you'll like. You want to see it?
Yeah.
All right. This is pretty good. Let me see. Wait, make sure that I'm. Is this going to sound?
Some people
This
think
guy's
God created the... And ask the nothing people, what happens when you die? They'll tell you, nothing. You go into nothing. I'm like, you mean you merge back with your creator? That's heaven, bitch.
Brilliant.
That
Brilliant. Brilliant.
was good, yeah.
But that's a brilliant way of putting it, though.
Yeah. That's why I like that. I was sitting here looking at it. I had reposted that like a week ago, so I was scrolling down looking for that because I wanted to download it because I'd forgotten. Now I got it. Yeah, I'm happy.
Nice, nice. Okay, so this is his third video. Before we do start, I just want to say, let's go back. Go to oldest again. If you just scroll on a page that's new, you don't know them, okay? And you look at this thumbnail, would you click on it?
Probably not.
No.
It looks very boring. Now, I never watched any of these videos until they told me to go and look at it afterwards. That's this third one. This was only presented to me as like, I don't know, after they did TFE, this video was told to me. You are in there. It's like, well, I don't know about that. So I want to point out something. Let's go to the transcript quickly. What's in the transcript here, guys? Let me make it big.
So
What
we
does
are
that say?
excited to announce the official of those invited to participate in the final experiment. 24 flat earthers and 24 globe earthers. This will be historic. Well, it
Nothing
sure
else.
did turn into that. We didn't get 24.
No. But what about that? Was there any tags there?
No.
Any mentioned names?
No.
And let's look at the title. The final experiment, participants 3 of 6. Does that shout out to you, hey, click on this, with that idiotic thumbnail? No. Now, the people moan and say, well, you guys knew about you were participants. No, we didn't. We didn't click on it. How do you know you're a participant if you don't click on something and watch it? You literally have to watch it, correct?
Yep.
And have you ever watched this? I haven't watched it.
Nope.
I only saw this after the whole TFE thing because they said you were in there, so I had to go and look. And holding below, all they got is, look what it says. Okay, just a normal idiotic song. We have selected 24 flat earthers and 24 globe earthers. I want to point out, who's this we?
Yeah, right.
Remember, this is before he said he had any help with anything. This was him alone. Why is it a we? Does a we mean plural or singular?
That's plural. Yeah. Otherwise, he'd say I. Right? Am I mistaken? Something I'm missing?
Yeah. Weird. So just keep that in mind while we go through this. Okay. The final experiment. Okay. Globe experiments have not converged flat Earth because it wasn't experiments to begin with. Flat Earth experiments have not convinced the globe earthers. The final experiment resolves this issue. What issue? Both sides will conduct the experiment together to maintain the integrity of the experiment. Plain ensure the completed property in full transparency. So, we consider you the top defenders of your belief. You are officially invited to participate in the final experiment. Woo! Exciting stuff. Okay, here's Dave White talking. And then he's going to have Simon Dan. Then he's going to have Jaron Campanella, Professor Dave. Really weird. Dave McKeegan, Mark Sargent, McToon, Creaky Blinder, D-Nodal, Nathan Oakley, Wolfie, Witsit Gets It, Mr. Dave Murphy, Red Rhetoric, Globy McGlobeface, Flat Earth Millionaire. I want to know, why didn't any like this guy's Flat Earth Millionaire pay for himself to go? Guys, ever think about that?
I don't know. Yeah,
I
right.
mean, he was boasting so much. He's got so much money. Showing in this documentary thing that he's on screen now, all his cars and his big acred farm, saying, look how rich I am. So why didn't he go? Why didn't he pay for himself to go? That's really weird. I found that odd. And then obviously all of them, and then even I'm here, with my Fearless t-shirt. Oh, beautiful face. But anyway, the whole point I'm trying to make is, are any of these people here? Let's for instance go here. You telling me why Mike Winger knows about TFE? Well, he was invited to TFE. Do you think he knew he was invited to TFE based on this video? I can guarantee you, no, he didn't.
No.
Really weird. So the point I'm trying to make is, all these people on here, and myself included, you would not know. Look at even Ruslan. I guarantee you, he doesn't even know this video exists till today. Even till today, he's not going to know this video exists. If you have to ask Ruslan today, dude, do you know about this video? He's going to say, what video are you talking about?
Hey, Flash, I got a question for you. If Duffy really wanted to get a hold of you for this TFE, he knows I talk to you on a daily basis. Why didn't he come to me and tell me you were invited, at least, or something like that? Or even...
The thing is,
dishonest.
McToon, yeah, he's dishonest. McToon has my email address too. He's always had my email address. And I showed he's had my email address over a year before he even made his channel. So when he comes and says he had no way to email me because it wasn't on my site, on my YouTube, shame for him.
Another lie.
And also to note, he was in my live chat many times. Could he have not just said, hey, dude, can I have your email address? Well, I literally tell everybody my email address live constantly so they can contact me, correct?
Yep.
Do it all the time, dude.
Yeah. So, again, point I'm making, he lied about people knowing about their participants. They should just know, because he put it in a video that has a very bad thumbnail, that has a very bad title, has no one tagged, and at this stage, no one even really knew his channel existed. Odd. So we move on. Let's go to oldest again. I haven't even watched this one. Fun experiment, the locations. I haven't watched it. It doesn't bother that. Now he says, the fun experiment, the experiment 5 of 6. I haven't watched this either. You guys want to watch that one?
The little rat face has to say.
Oh, he's just writing down. Okay, let's see. Antarctica holds. Okay, so he's just literally saying what it is. Is the Earth a globe? No, definitely not. Is the Earth flat? Yes, definitely. Notice, guys, he also starts with, is the Earth a globe first, showing his bias to having a globe Earth belief system. Antarctica holds the key to answering this old age question. I want to know, guys, what did he say was how did he come up with the fun experiment? He has two different
names. First thing I heard was somebody, a friend of his on Facebook or something, mentioned something about it, and he was like, what? There's people that believe the Earth is a globe or flat and all this other. He just made up a story, and then it was, I don't know, he'd come up with some other story the next time he talked. I mean, he's just full of shit liar. every which way the wind blows. There's no two ways around it.
But I mean, he has different how can I put it?
Stories.
Different stories on it, exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to go to something. Where is it now? Let's go. This was live. Okay. So his story is, sorry guys, his first story is he got this idea from Greg Locke when he was debating, from Dean Odell when he was debating Greg Locke. Later on, he said he was trying to figure out what it would be, and then he had the idea of it, and then it was confirmation to him by the debate. So he already had the idea, or did he get the idea from someone else? Can't have it both ways.
Right.
I think he got it from somebody else, to be honest.
I'm sorry. Tune is involved with the. This was all.
Yeah, no
this was
doubt.
all Tune. This was all Tune. Come on.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Speaking of dishonest pieces of shit.
And then I want to point out, hey, what do you know? The guy that goes on TFE is the first person he shows about on this video, making claims about Antarctica. I want to point out, everybody that didn't flip to the so-called globe side, have we made claims about Antarctica or the sun in Antarctica? No. Just have to point that out.
And freely explore the one region that would prove the Earth's a sphere. So how convenient.
It's ludicrous. Antarctica is the one place that would prove the flat Earth.
Well, that brings me on nicely to why I think Antarctica destroys flat Earth.
Wow.
And nobody is allowed to independently explore Antarctica.
I also want to point out, independently, Globers don't seem to understand that word, what independently means. What does independently mean, guys?
I mean, without the aid of someone else, independent.
Yeah. So Duffy even concedes this when he said, yeah, you can pay someone $250,000 to do a trip for you so they can plan it out, so they can, what? Guide you across Antarctica, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So independent, no. People guiding you. How do you know you're actually going where you planned anyway? All you see is snow and ice.
Yeah.
It's quite easy to make someone walk in circles and you think you're going somewhere where you're not, just to let you know. It's not hard.
Well, if I was going to independently explore it, I would want to take a crew and a boat probably of my own and go.
But you're not allowed to do that. You have to have special permits for this. You got to have visas. You got to have people guiding you because it's dangerous. No shit, Sherlock.
Mm-hmm. But not up Everest. They don't give a shit if you go up Everest and die.
How many people? Yeah, how many people have died up there? It's like
they're still there.
Just sign your waiver and that's okay. But go to Antarctica. Damn, we're gonna arrest you if you piss in the snow, man. You know what I mean? So make sure you piss in this bag so you can take it home with you.
I think over 100 people died on Everest on a year, from what I understand.
There's a lot of people that die on Everest every year.
Yeah, I can't see the appeal. Why? Why would you want to be in that environment?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I still want to point out, I don't see any science here. But anyway, all I'm making is these guys are claiming Antarctica, the sun, blah, blah. You see? Same thing. Sun. Great. And look what he's showing. The faked sun video.
Yep.
Look at
Who's
this.
that guy? He kept referring to. Yeah.
Powell. Yeah. This time they brought proof. Really? Anthony Powell. Here's the video, and it's literally a edited video.
Middle of summer. You can check the time. It's what, just after 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock midnight though.
McMurdo. Okay.
He's
Go.
got minute time too. It's,
Yeah. Literally, this video was debunked. Why? Why would you need to show a faked video to make your claim? Next one, another one that's been debunked.
I think Anthony Powell's trying to make a documentary and make money off this stuff. That's what he's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
The videos contain international edits and careful cuts, yes. But now look who he brings on screen, guys.
For instance, when we had
Look at this.
Right on.
24-hour video of the sun from Antarctica, and you guys brought it to us as evidence. Here it is. Here's the evidence. Well, we had to point out to you that it was looped, that it was altered.
Yep.
None of you guys found that. We found it. So if it wasn't for flat earthers, you guys would just be accepting anything that floats your boat.
This is one of the faked.
I want to point out, what does Jaron say to flat earthers today?
Oh, you're a moron.
You guys are gullible, you morons. You just accept anything. That's not what he just said there, is it?
Nope.
Now, me and PJ just did a video that Jaron put out a while back that Eddie put out. He's actually proving flat Earth constantly back in the day, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ripping NASA apart shreds.
Yeah. Okay, more music. Sorry about that. Okay. We go to Antarctica, really? Now he's going to play a part of D Nodal and a Greg Locke. Hopefully soon. Come on. It's going to take long.
We can put this whole flat Earth debate to bed in one day. It wouldn't even cost that much.
All that needs to be done is to go to Antarctica and see what the sun does. Honestly, if
I want to point out, why is McToon saying that?
Yeah.
All we need to do is go to Antarctica and see what the sun does. I thought McToon had nothing to do with this. He seems very involved from the beginning on his videos. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
When they supposedly didn't know each other. Where literally McToon and Duffy were seen talking to each other at the Greg Locke debate. Weird.
Is spherical or not, go to Antarctica during the summer and see if you can watch the sun for 24 hours.
You know, this would be easy to prove, but they hide this from us too. All we'd have to prove is go to Antarctica. Let me and you go to Antarctica, spend a week there in the summer, and let's see if the sun does a 360-degree circle all the way around us. If so, it's a ball.
If the sun is visible for 24 hours, the Earth is a globe. No, definitely not.
Well, I'll let you know.
And it's not visible for 24 hours. Listen, the Earth is flat. See, he's already putting it on based on a Gleason's map moving around. False dichotomy, exactly. There is no other alternative. Hence the false dichotomy I pushed up to him. Correct? It's only one or the other, and they're extreme opposites. So he literally proved my point as a false dichotomy.
I would agree that would be a false dichotomy. One or the other, and if one's right, the other's wrong.
Yeah, he literally says there's no other alternative. So it's a false dichotomy. Because there is always a third option.
How come the seasons aren't the same in the north and the south? Let's put it that way. Summer in the south is colder, right, than it is in the north.
Mm-hmm. I want to point out to you as well, guys. Something both sides wanted to do for centuries. I don't know about that, but okay. The wait is over. The final sprint is here. Okay. Come show the date now. Who will go to Antarctica Who will go to Antarctica? All three of them went to Antarctica. Guys, look at this. This 2nd of May 2024. Way before anybody announced who's going. Why has he got them on there?
Like consider going to Antarctica?
I would.
We were literally I'm trying to go next year.
If we were to get you on a trip to Antarctica and get you to go see Antarctica and figure out like a way to crowdsource that, would that change your mind?
I would go.
Someone claiming to go to the South Pole, but we're trying to set up an Antarctic trip right now with many truthers. I don't really care about people.
What trip was he talking about, by the way, guys? We're trying to set up a trip with many truthers. Remember, this was a trip that everybody heard of, but didn't know who he was talking about or what the plans were. And this was in the same time with Duffys talks about Antarctica. Did you guys find that odd? That's what I said. This whole thing is scripted, guys. Look at the dates. Look at the times. Look at what they were all saying. Why is it he was talking about the same thing the same time as that? And also I want to point out, look at the date they put on. We will find out together on the 12th, on the 14th of the 12th, 2024. Isn't that exactly when they did their so-called live stream where Witzer did his vape? And they had the so-called chroma key. And they didn't show a 24-hour sun. They just had them all standing there saying, oh, yeah, I believe there's a 24-hour sun because we haven't seen the sun for 24 hours yet, but we believe there is because we still see it in the sky. Don't you guys find that odd? Anyway, it goes on. Then we go to the next video. This is now the main one where he's so proud of his work. He's now introducing himself.
It took me over a year.
But I want to point out, remember the previous video we just saw? We had Will Duffy talking to Whitsett and Jaron before this video. So he already knew who he was. And he keeps saying, no one knows who the final experiment's up against.
To come up with the final experiment. Every time I would come up with an idea, it would just never work. And then
yeah. What symbol is that, guys? What symbol is he holding there? That's a Masonic gesture.
Yeah.
That's literally a Masonic gesture. So his first revealing of himself is Masonic symbolism.
Then one day, I got it. But I should probably go back to the very beginning.
Yeah, go to the beginning.
I'm Will Duffy, and I pastor a small church in Colorado. The day was August 2nd, 2021. I was scrolling through Facebook, and a friend of mine...
Notice, guys, August 2nd, 2021, where he all of a sudden started hearing about flat Earth, which is odd because, like I said, Bob Inyard didn't like flat earthers. He was his mentor. So you're telling me Bob Inyard did not say anything about flat earth to Duffy, or they didn't hear Bob Inyard say anything about flat earth?
I would say he did. Sure. I guarantee you Bob Inyard mentioned his protege. Yeah, he would know about it.
So there's already a lie.
Her name is Wendy. She posted something about flat earth. And at first, I thought she must be joking, but there was no punchline. So I read the comments, and it seemed genuine. This was very peculiar to me. How could someone today, in the 21st century, think the earth is flat?
Shame.
And so I did what most people would do. and I commented to figure out what was going on.
Obviously, we're going to have to pause it now and again. Guys, please hit the likes, share the show. Appreciate everybody here.
Yeah.
You
He
rock.
looks really high.
You look at that all the time, I think. Every time I've ever seen him.
But yeah, the whole thing he's doing here is just a very I don't know, almost egotistical.
And I quickly learned she was very serious in her position. Wow. And
While
I
he's busy smiling, by the way. You can literally see in his face he's smiling while he's saying this. So yeah. It's pointing that out.
first reaction was, well, this will be easy to prove her wrong. I'll just show her some proof that we live on a globe. She'll quickly change her mind, and we can go on our merry way.
I want to point out, when he said globe, he literally blinked his eyes like 3 or 4 times. That's a sign of lying or nervousness. Usually when it's associated with a word that's linked to lying, you would usually do something like blink or sniff your nose or look away or do something. And that's exactly what he did, just to point out. So this could be a made-up story. No way to verify if it's made up or not, but his body language says it could be a made-up story.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not what happened at all. She was ready for my arguments. She had good, solid answers for the proofs I was giving her. To be brutally honest, she knew the globe arguments better than I did.
People still do, Duffy. It's nothing you should be proud of. People know your religion better than you.
Yeah, no doubt.
I get that a lot. They want you to accept what they're saying without any real evidence. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hence why he still comes with 2015 arguments.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people at this point would just write Wendy off and move on and not deal with the new information presented to them. But that is not who I am. If you know me, you know I have to get to the bottom of things. I have to know the truth. One way or the other, whether I'm right or wrong.
Wait. Look, one way or the other. Shaking his head no. Okay.
I have to know the truth. You can ask my wife. Certain things will even keep me up at night until I figure them out. So instead of ignoring Wendy, I decided I needed to look into this more.
And there we go again. Look into this more. While he's closing his eyes, like quite long.
I got a question for you, Flat. Which wife is he talking about? The first one, the second one?
Mm-hmm.
And she would send me information, articles, videos, things that I could digest that I had probably never heard of before. And I went deep.
You went deep
into the flat earth rabbit hole. And I remember a huge moment for me.
Mm-hmm.
This was pivotal.
Okay.
A flat earther pointed out some duplicated clouds on an image of the earth from space.
Okay, wow. Anyway, we're getting the point of what he's doing. And he's like just pointing out, hey guys, we should go to Antarctica. It's the fun experiment. I want to get to where he's going to present it there.
Do this from each side and see if it's only one side or the other that does it, or if it's about equal on each side. Part 2 of the final experiment is to keep score of how many of the official invited participants, 24 from each side, actually choose to participate. We will have a scoreboard on our website. The final experiment.
Our website. He loves this our thing. Everything is our, we. Really weird. He's definitely
So-
reading us.
Who's the other part of we?
Yeah.
Remember, at this stage, he was saying it was only him.
I got a question. Don't you have to actually invite the participants to go? I mean, where was your invitation at?
That video that had a very bad thumbnail and not tagging me and having a really idiotic title that I can't even remember, that I was supposed to know and press on from a channel I don't really know about.
Okay.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
didn't-
I'm supposed to smell I'm in the video. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
.com, keeping score of how many of the 24 flat earthers choose to participate and how many of the 24 globe earthers choose to participate. And here's the best part. We have made it incredibly easy to participate and be counted on the scoreboard as someone who officially participated. If you are one of the 48 who were invited to participate, all you need to do is one of these three things, and you will be counted as someone who officially participated
Great. What are those
in the final
What are those
experiment.
three things?
First, you can join us in Antarctica this December.
Wow. Wow, okay.
Second, you can interview me on your channel to talk about the final experiment.
Okay.
And third, you can submit a suggestion to make the final experiment a more robust experiment.
I want to ask you a question. How many people told him that this final experiment is a false dichotomy and not scientific?
I don't know.
How many
maybe-
people, including me, told him he should not, it's not scientific, it's not a false, before he even went to Antarctica?
And he admitted it himself that the sun has absolutely nothing to do with the shape of the earth. So what was this for?
Yeah. That's really weird because also there's we the whole time. Really weird because, like I said, he was literally saying it was him. He came up with it. You heard him in here earlier. He had to do something with it, remember? Let's go to the beginning again where he says that.
Night until I figure them out. So instead of ignoring Wendy, I decided I needed to look into this more.
I needed to do something.
Would just write Wendy off and move on and not deal with the new information presented to them. But that is not who I am. If you know me,
Well,
where this might lead. Am I willing to continue down this path knowing what might be at the end? And I just had to keep going. I had seen too much now. I needed to know.
Notice, I had seen too much and he was licking his lips. Do it again.
He's hungry like a wolf.
People should start reading his body language a bit more.
What else there was that I did not know.
Also, when he's talking, it's like, and he's raising his eyebrows, that's a sign of trying to show he has importance to it. And now when he's frowning, he's trying to show he's looking down on something. Body language, people, body language.
And in this pursuit of truth, the debates were intense.
And if you see the whole time, he's this pursuit of truth, and he's going, that's a sign of lying, guys. That means no pursuit of truth. And someone's going to clip that now, by the way. Just to let you know.
Probably be that. What's that guy? Ford Jack.
Jack of all trades and
Jack of all trades. That's right.
Andrew Johnson. If you want to see a very dedicated channel to me that literally just clips that, go to those two channels.
Yeah.
Clips,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
If you're not bored, you
The
just
argument.
if you're just sitting on the toilet or something, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess you made the point there. It was all about him alone. He had to make a decision, and then later on in the video, he says, we. Okay, then he has FTFE on. What do you know, guys? McToon, second, all of a sudden on.
Yeah.
That's a little suspicious, maybe. Just a tad
Very
bit.
suspicious.
So obvious. It's so obvious at this point. Every bit of it has just become so obvious.
Mm-hmm. And then we have this apology to Sean Griffin after he spoke to Sean. Remember, he told Sean, I don't know anything. I don't know. It was only, I had to keep quiet. When Sean asked him, it's like, you can't lie as a Christian, as a pastor. Who's involved with this? And who created this fun experiment? And he was like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You mean McToon's idea the whole time, right? Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, listen to this apology.
Hey, so this video was originally going to be at my house with my nice camera, my good microphone, and my fancy green screen. But Flat Earth David Weiss, posted about this on Twitter today. And so I figured I might as well address it now.
Yeah, address it. Come on.
This video is a public apology to Sean Griffin. Sean has a successful YouTube channel.
I want to point out, why is it only an apology to Sean Griffin? He's supposed to be apologizing to everybody for lying. Because did he not lie to everybody?
Yeah. Well, he didn't apologize to everybody, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike. Why didn't he pay for his friend Wendy to go to Antarctica? Well, maybe because Wendy doesn't exist. How's that?
Yeah. That's one of his many, many, many lies.
Remember, this is the same pastor that preaches it's okay to be deceptive. And he smiles about it when people bring it up.
Oh. Yeah, I know it. He's like, you don't care. You know he's lying. He doesn't care. And he'll just stick with it. That's what's so fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Called Kingdom in Context. Should definitely check it out. And a while back, I was on his program, being interviewed by him, and he completely caught me off guard. And I wasn't expecting this, but he asked me during that interview if I knew who was behind the final experiment. And I didn't know what to do in the moment because I had spent almost a year keeping the final experiment a secret from pretty much everyone.
I heard that. Pretty much everyone. He's conceding without realizing he's conceding that he wasn't alone in this, guys. Just listen.
Didn't tell most of my own family. I didn't tell my friends. I didn't tell really anyone other than...
Did you see the hesitation there? I didn't really tell, and he had to think about it. Anyone. Really anyone. He had to think about what he's going to say there.
People that I literally just had to.
Sorry?
He's using his words carefully because he did tell McToon and people like that. Still a lot of
This
people
was planned. I still do believe this was planned with McToon from the beginning.
Yeah. I believe
really,
that.
really do.
So I told him in the moment that I did not know who was behind the final experiment, which of course was not true. And so I wanted to apologize for that to you, Sean. And also wanted to mention, just give you guys a little bit of personal information about me. I've got a great relationship with my dad.
Wow.
And after the interview on Kingdom in Context, my dad called me and he said, well, that's not good. And we have such a good relationship, I immediately knew what he was talking about. And I
remember, just after he just said he didn't really tell family, He didn't really tell friends. I
told him, yeah, I didn't know what to do. And I told him right then and there that I would issue a public apology once my identity was revealed. And I actually considered doing it in the reveal video, but that video ended up too long. It was supposed to be 10 minutes long and ended up 20 minutes long, so I had to cut it out of there. So anyway, that's kind of been the plan all along.
I don't think it was cut out of there. I think he didn't put it in because it was pre-recorded a long time before that. Because even if you look at his hair and everything, this looks like way, way after that recording of that video. That video of his is recorded a while back.
Yeah.
And it was in the winter because he had the fireplace going and everything. So it was probably winter time. And they released that video of his. When was it? I can't look now. But anyway.
And this whole thing, why did he make a reveal video for anything to start with? Why didn't he just tell the truth from the go? That's my question.
He wanted to keep it as a surprise, man.
Wanted this drama. He wanted this continuous drama. It's kind of like it's engagement. It's an engagement tactic. It's like some of these videos you run across. You'll see them on TikTok or on Facebook or something, and you see that this guy's going to show how to do a certain thing or some little trick or whatever, and he fucks around and fucks around and fucks around. It's a 5-minute video. They make you watch a commercial, and then when they get to the very end of it, it was no big deal in the first place. It's just to keep you engaged.
Yeah. But I mean, look, this video of his was released in 14th May 2024. Isn't the 14th May winter time there by him?
No.
When is winter by you guys?
Spring. That's spring. Winter here starts like winter's in December and toward the end of November through January, March, February, all those are in the winter time. Springtime.
And this was 19th May.
Yeah, that would be it'd be in Colorado. I would say it's tolerable weather. It's not, I don't know, it's hard to say. They're at a pretty high elevation.
I can tell you, I live here. Yeah, we're in get like spring like weather. We get snow all the way up to May. So we're just now getting summer like weather now. Just barely.
And then anyway, all these videos just carry on going with the same nonsense. Same nonsense.
The only thing it does here is rain here recently. Golly.
Look at this. Word is spreading about TFE where he's literally got some person written on it. Oh my word. Let's see. Let's get to this one.
Okay, big news today, the biggest of which is at the end of this video. But first, we will be announcing the golden ticket winner live tomorrow. We had submissions from 5 different continents, so planning a live stream for everyone was not an easy task. But we are going to live stream tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time, which is 9 p.m. UK time and 6 a.m. in Australia, although...
Well done. Okay, let's get to more important stuff.
To say the least. Now, isn't that a normal reaction? This is the scientific method, right? You make predictions and then test it. The globe model predicts...
No, not fully. You don't just make predictions then test them. You make predictions based on observation. And those predictions is based on what caused the observation.
Right.
Not, I believe a sun in the sky will make my Earth a globe or a flat Earth. It's not science.
It's a 24-hour sun in the south.
You saw that floor that I did, right?
Uh-huh.
And never at one time did I ever refer to the ceiling when I was laying it down. Never once. And you see how nice and flat and level everything was? You see that?
That was beautifully done, man.
It had nothing. In fact, the ceiling inside was canted on both sides to the peak. So it was what you could almost like a vaulted ceiling. Had nothing to do with the floor.
Exactly. But I mean, that's how we say you can literally work out a radius value of your kitchen floor if you wanted to. Nathan Quirling, thank you for $2. He says there's a little fiat currency for yes, spits it. Thank you, Nathan Quirling, for the super chat. Really appreciate the support. You rock, man. Yeah, so it's still odd about Whitsett though. What are your guys' thoughts really on him though? Is he still? I don't know.
Something
like,
happened. Something happened. Okay, so I looked, and it's been a while since he's had his last live, and his last live was the one that says "Breaking the Silence." And any of his videos before that are like about the Gaza Israel thing. Nothing to do with flat Earth at all whatsoever. I also noticed that his behavior is odd. His behavior is off. And I think something happened. I think they did something to him, man. I can't say whether they scared the bejesus out of him or, threatened to completely wreck his life or whatever. I know he's been having problems with his marriage and shit now. But that's his own personal thing. But I think that just adds to it. But I believe that there's definitely something happened where his personality is not the same.
Yeah, he's acting different. He's like got a whole different persona now. I do believe he was kind of forced into this thing because he was business partners with Mr. Jaron, the show. You know what I mean? So I do believe he was dragged into this. But I do think they probably have something on him, and that's why he's in the situation he is now. That's why he's still flat earther, but he can't really divulge anything because maybe they have stuff on him. You understand?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Well, he did do a video with David Weiss with a few rabbis about flat Earth just recently, didn't he?
I looked on his thing on his channel. Last time I looked on there, it was let's look right now. Hang on.
Yeah, because the last stream was that Breaking the Silence. That was what, 13 days ago?
That was his last live. Yeah, 13 days ago. And then the one before that was 4 weeks ago. And that was what your doctor doesn't understand about health. Then there was one about Congress votes to ban boycotting Israel. That was a month ago. And then under videos 3 months ago was his last one. And it was about Netanyahu and stuff, I guess. It's on the thumbnail. So very, very odd. I think
it's like he's totally just
trying to
shifted.
fade. I think he's trying to fade away.
Yeah.
And who knows who, you get involved with the devil. Geez, Lord knows what's going to get up with you. That's why I even told these guys, I said, don't even get involved with him. Why are you letting him bully you into this bullshit? It's a false dichotomy in the first place. No, but it's a free trip to a miserable fucking place. Who wants that? Oh, it's a free trip to Auschwitz. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, people are like, why didn't you take the trip? I don't know, because I don't need to go freeze my tits off to not prove anything where I can literally go on holiday with my family. Thank you very much.
Right.
Eric says, by the way, Keith, you at the moment think there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica? No, because I haven't seen actual evidence to it, because the video, the story I'm getting so far, the narrative is they have to be deceptive about everything. And my logical brain tells me if they had to be deceptive, it means there isn't what they're being told. So they're telling a story that isn't based on reality. Does that mean it's possible that the sun could be up like 23 hours of the 24 hours? Sure, great. That doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me if the sun's up or not, to be honest. The whole thing of TFE that bothers me is why all the deception? That's it. It's all the deception. And I do believe it's because this is a demonic thing. I think it is based on deception so bad that it's brought out really weird things from even flat earthers in the community. I mean, look how much flat earthers have turned on each other because of this nonsense. They literally just hate each other because some people say, yeah, it exists. Some people say it doesn't exist. What does it matter if the sun exists or not? The point is, it's all deceptive based. The foundation's deceptive. And this guy on screen, Duffy, is the instigator of this deception. He's the one who started this. From day one, he started lying. Till today, he's still lying. And everybody is defending his lies and calling everybody else out as deceptive who's calling his lies out. That's it. I mean, we've even said if we have to accept their so-called footage as real, it shows a flat earth, not a globe earth, guys. It shows a local sun. So which way is it going to be? Accept it and shows a local sun, or don't accept it and shows it's still not a globe? Any way we look at it, it's flat. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I got a question though. The only person that really needs a 24-hour sun in Antarctica would be a globe, right?
Only one.
Only one. That's what. So
Flat
they
Earth
lose
doesn't
all the
require-
tenure and all the rest of that stuff. That people that preach this gospel of the globe, right?
I mean, the flat earth can have 2 suns if they want to. They can have 5 suns if they want. It doesn't really matter because we're not making a claim about what the sun is or where it is. The only ones making very definitive claims are the globies.
Well, for some reason, they seem to know what the sun is and how it formed and where it came from and all the rest of their rhetoric. So that's what they got to defend, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that got everything to lose, so they're going to do anything they possibly can to make this so-called model work.
Yep.
In Antarctica, and the flat Earth model predicts no 24-hour
What flat
sun
Earth model?
in Antarctica, meaning the sun will rise and set each day. Now, I'm going to ignore all those on the flat Earth side who have completely reversed course and no longer want to go to Antarctica and are complaining that it's too cold and that we can't learn much from the lights in the sky. I'm going to ignore them and just say that anyone in a right state of mind would just be crazy excited not only to go to Antarctica, but to actually figure out the truth of what the sun does there.
Okay. Did you hear that, guys? I thought he doesn't have a bias towards this. Now, this is where his biasness started. I'm going to ignore the flat earthers telling me that this is a waste of time. Why would he do that? Because he has a lot invested into the deception he planted. He needs people to be interested in. Why? Because, like it or not, guys, this is a money-making game for him. Yes, he spent money, but do you think he's not making money out of this? Look at it as an investment scheme.
Well, is it that, or is it to
he's forced
stave off worse consequences for his financial skullduggery that he's engaged in?
Mm-hmm. Is he trying to create a hero persona for if the shit does hit the fan that he gets a lighter sentence to say?
Maybe.
Because, I mean, look at Ozian, for instance. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to look like this all holier than thou kind of guy on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And look what ended up happening to him.
Yep.
It caught up to him.
Well, I got a scenario. What if I would have went and he'd have brought me like he said he was going to, and I would have saw something that they didn't want me to see? That would have blown the whole lid off the thing to start with.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You actually spoke to him before he went and everything. I don't know if people know this, but Roger spoke to Duffy in his parking lot at his church a few times. And Duffy literally said, yeah, he'll help him to get his funding up to go. Did Duffy to this day help
No.
to get your GoFundMe up for this, Roger?
No, you got your channel struck and shut down for a month.
Yeah.
What does that tell you guys?
He's a creep. Look at him. You can look at him. He looks like a creep.
And I also want to point out now, guys, Roger has a GoFundMe to go to Antarctica independently, quote unquote, independently, without TFE this year. guess what's happening? None of these globers who claim flat earthers want to go and have truth are trying to help him to get the funds to go. You know what they're doing? They're making a narrative saying Roger's just trying to steal the money. But then you get people pushing people like Run Boston Bear to go to a marathon and everything, which has been shown to defend Duffy and this final experiment. Don't you guys find that a bit odd?
I do.
They don't want to help the people that don't defend TFE, but they want to help the people that do defend TFE.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe that's just a skeptic in me, but use your logic on that.
Well, Candace Owens showed immediate excitement. Check it out.
All right, before we go, I have to tell you about this amazing thing.
Sorry?
So excited she sent someone else in her stead.
I know. That's what's funny. It's like, I'm so excited. I got to go. Oh, wait, I'm not actually going. I'm sending a cameraman. Okay.
That's going on. Okay, so this guy messages me, and this is what he says. His name is Will Duffy. He said, I heard you recently talking about the flat earth versus the globe debate. I'm a pastor from Colorado, and I've created something called The Final Experiment. It's a trip to Antarctica this December to settle the debate once and for all. It would be really cool if you and or George joined us in Antarctica. But if not, I would be more than happy to come on your show to talk about it. If you'd like more information, our website is thefinalexperiment.com. Thanks, Will.
Here's the reality. Those who are confident in their position would be excited to prove it to the naysayers, to those who disagree.
Okay.
And we have a unique situation here where both sides of the debate, flat and globe, have made clear positive claims. The globe side has made the positive claim that there is a 24-hour sun.
Did you? And look who he's got up. Speak of the devil himself.
Oh, yes. Good old Pedo Pete. What's up?
Remember I said he's going to concede things without realizing it. Who does he put on screen? Yeah, who does he put on screen to, bring up the globe's claim? The guy who's saying which helped him come up with this final experiment, which he says he didn't. Because, it's also weird. McToon was the one in cahoots with, in conversation with him, giving people's email addresses to contact about this for participation. I also find it odd that McToon didn't give my email address, even though he had it a year before supposedly even knowing about Duffy. And yes, I showed evidence he's had my email address because we've debated on modern day debates a year before Duffy's channel even was started. So yes.
You might wonder why the sun never sets in Antarctica on the globe. In reality. That's because the Earth is tilted in relation to the sun by about 23.5 degrees.
And then David Wise, obviously. Let's go to Candace Owens again.
Us the truth about the world we live in.
Let me explain to you why this Antarctica holds the key. So Antarctica allegedly holds the key to this age-old question because both flat earthers and round earthers, this is what the gangs call each other, agree that Antarctica holds the answer. Like they, on both sides of the debate, they're like, yes, Antarctica.
No. Sorry, guys. Anybody here, even in the chat, has anybody here ever said Antarctica holds the answer?
No.
Many of the people I would consider shills have said it holds the answer, though. And I think you guys would agree with that.
Yes, we would. But I don't think that's really the true Antarctica in all aspects. I think it's probably a lot larger than what they show us on the maps. And they keep changing that on the regular. So I don't think Antarctica really holds the key to anything in particular.
No, Antarctica is just a straw man. Remember, this whole TFE is based on a straw man of the Gleason's map. That's it. It's literally a straw man on the Gleason map. That's all Antarctica is based on. The TFE.
we go to Antarctica, we will know who is right in this debate. So I'll let you watch this montage of flat earthers and round earthers agreeing that Antarctica holds the answer. Take a look.
They all say that you and I can't privately and freely explore.
The montage from whose video? Uh-oh.
Two models, specifically what the sun should do or can't do.
Is an island at the bottom of it. And if it is indeed an island at the bottom of a tilted globe, during the summer southern, the sun would never set in Antarctica. In other words, if the sun sets in Antarctica each day during the southern summer, then the Earth cannot be a globe. Under the globe model, the Earth is rotating while the sun is stationary. Under the flat Earth model, the Earth is stationary while the sun is rotating.
And Candace agrees with me that we need to just figure this out. Enough debating, enough is what TFE strives to do.
The final experiment was created by this guy, Will Duffy. He's a pastor at a small church. And I want to tell you guys about it because I think this is awesome. I love this. I am just so sick and bored of like the scientific.
I want to push on something, guys. Doesn't it seem that he was kind of hyped a bit by a celebrity that supposedly knows nothing about him?
Do you know something about it? Huh.
Where do you think a celebrity, for instance, like Candace, would just take someone they know nothing of and just start hyping someone they know nothing of to everybody?
Not really. Not off the bat. Not unless they have something to gain from it. Some popularity, some prowess.
Weird, eh? Almost like he's got connections.
Oh yeah. By the way, I'm not a little crybaby, Sean. I'm actually going to get up on my ass and go to Antarctica. What are you doing?
Sean Hawkins, go with Roger to Antarctica, man.
There you go.
Oh no, man!
You can cuddle with him, man. Come on.
Do that with Roger, man.
Imagine sitting next to Sean Hawkins for 5 hours on a flight.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Imagine having a jar of cockroaches strapped to your face with the open end against your mouth. You know, that would be about just as pleasant.
What that thought solved? That's strange. Like, that's torture.
Authoritarian community. It's like if people are this passionate, which I've been shocked how many flat earthers there are since this clip of me went viral. And if people are this passionate about the topic, just figure it out. By the way, once upon a time, the entire world thought the Earth was flat. And then because of the scientific method, the entire world changed their mind and said that
false.
No, it was due to the psychological method. The psychological method was used. There was no science involved in the globe at all.
If Roger gets 15K or not 30K, he can still take part in the marathon race with Run for Boston Bear. How's that?
That works.
Correct, Roger?
Yeah.
You'll still go then?
Yeah, I can spend 24 hours looking at the sun during the solstice. That's what I want to do. Yeah.
And that makes a point there. Duffy the pastor brings up more deceit by saying, guys, just to save money, pay much less money to go on the marathon. Don't run in the marathon. Go and observe the sun. So in other words, pay for something you're not there to do.
That would be deceit, kind of, wouldn't it?
That would be deceit, yeah. And that's what a pastor's pushing, guys.
Well, of course. He said that that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
that it was a globe. And that's because you have to actually debate it. You don't just call each other stupid. So I told him, I was like, I think this is like such a fun thing that you guys are doing. And I promise I will report on it.
Thank you. Thank you. This is the reason I created the final experiment.
Really? So you can get a name pushed out on a big channel like Candace Owens. Yes. For publicity. I want to point out, guys, Candace Owens, she did send Mark Herman over there, her camera guy, remember? And he was supposed to stream a 24-hour live stream of the sun, correct?
Yes, he was, and he actually started it, didn't he?
He did around 12 hours. And what happened when it reached about the 12-hour mark when the sun was supposed to be setting on flat Earth? The stream went down.
Yeah, it did. And Saab was watching.
And you can't even go back and see what they captured up to the point that it went down because somebody deliberately took that off of line, and it happened to go off right as the sun would be setting.
That's what I'm trying. So if you logically think that's weird, but they're supposed to show a 24-hour sun.
Big
12 hours into it, when the sun's supposed to be setting, it goes off. The stream gets deleted straight away, so nobody can see what happened. They backpedal and say, no, we never promised a 24-hour sun. Then also, the excuse was they had my phone and my phone did an update. Then it was, no, the Starlink did an update. We go and look on the Starlink's history of updates. There is no update scheduled for that time. Huh. That's a bit weird. Because everything they do seems to be lies.
The dog ate my homework class.
Yeah, it's the dog ate my homework, in other words. It's all about the money. So why should we trust anything they said or presented? Because till this day, we're still waiting for this 24-hour sun in the sky. But they keep sending us edited footage, time-lapse videos that's edited and sped up and shows a lot of problems.
Squishy, bouncy sun. That's
I mean, squishy, bouncy sun. We got... looks like studio type of lighting, and you got what's it? It almost looks like wall seams everywhere. You got glitches all over. People using chroma key specifically to the sky, color. Yeah. That's weird, because I can guarantee you, Will Duffy's green screen is not cyan. It's not the same color as sort of like the sky's color. Baby blue, it's a green. So why was his chroma key set to the sky's color if he has a green screen? Really weird. Just pointing out some of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, not to mention, shout out to Hey Dude, Steve, when he was supposed to have a live call with Duffy in Antarctica when the sun was supposed to be setting, Duffy didn't phone him. What was Duffy? He mentioned him. What was his excuse? Oh no, McToon popped up. He was blocked on WhatsApp.
Oh yeah. So
I went and
find out you were blocked, and it's like, how do you know if you're blocked from somebody?
You can't.
You don't.
We actually looked up on WhatsApp. You have no idea if you're blocked or not. There is no way to know you're blocked on WhatsApp. Also, that wasn't the only story why he didn't phone. What was the other story? Oh no, he didn't pick up. So how do you not pick up and how do you block at the same time? And why would Steve block him anyway? Doesn't make sense. Sean Hawkins seems to be on real kind of how can I say back? What's that mode where they just are trying to defend all the time?
Apologeticist mode.
Yeah. He's trying very hard to apologize behalf on Duffy's deception. Keep white knighting for the deception, Sean. It's really helping.
Well, he doesn't know if it's deception or not. It just goes along with his convoluted view on shit. But this is also the guy that blew on a piece of paper, not realizing that that piece of paper was actually a physical barrier that temporarily, and used pressurized air from inside of his container lungs. What the fuck? Come on, man. This guy's retarded to begin with.
Let's see if we can go look at the golden ticket.
What do you do that time? He says, to see here, I drew this line on this piece of paper that proves the Earth's a globe. Oh, okay. Good job, bud. That's the
Mr.
one
Jingles.
my wife about pissed herself laughing watching it when that came on. He says, he drew this line. So see there, that's proof. And it's like, what?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I was going to say, thank you, Mr. Jingles, for your £2. Only one sunset and one sunrise in Antarctica every year. I'm not sure what you mean, but okay. Thank you very much for the super chat, Mr. Jingles. Appreciate all the support. It doesn't really matter, though. The point we're trying to point out is the deception. But thank you very much. You rock.
Super exciting update today. Lisbeth Acosta's real golden ticket has been found. By the way,
Has been
I
found.
think
Has been found. Okay, now I want to get where the actual had the where is it that they had the actual golden tickets thing call out, because you guys have to see how fake that was.
Can I bring up just something? Remember New Moon, the guy baited him with
DJ New Moon. Yeah, the guy that was
the other
Sorry?
guy. The other guy who baited him with the ticket. He's
That's
on the.
that guy. We think it's the same guy.
You think it's the same person? Huh. Well,
That's
supposedly
kind of sound like the same guy.
the other New Moon's from India. He hangs out with Flat Arthur.
I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, he got pulled the wool over his eyes with an email. That's all it took. He promised everybody he'd buy a ticket.
Mm-hmm. So where is that where they showed? Should it be this one or is it a scam one?
I don't know.
I want to see where they're presenting who wins. No.
You mean where they're going through all the contestants? And
Oh wait,
eliminating-
maybe it's alive. It was maybe alive.
That was alive. Yeah, and then they
yeah.
eliminated
Oh, yeah.
each one of the contestants. There it
The
is.
golden ticket winner. There we go. Okay. Okay. Watch this, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Glad to see everyone. Everyone that's applied for, put an entry in for the golden ticket.
Right.
Because it's impossible to dislike.
Okay, let's see.
And so this.
See, it's got everybody there, blah, blah, blah. Hey, shout out to Josh Monday. Let's look at Acosta's reaction.
Oh, it was
Okay. Up next is Liz.
Hey, you see, is Liz. So he's literally calling her by a shorter name. Doesn't that give a aspect of they know each other? Because usually when you give a pet name or something to someone, quote unquote, it would mean you have a knowing of them. You have sort of a relationship already. You know the person. Because you're not going to go to someone you don't know and say, hey, Liz, you're going to call them Lisbeth. I mean, Roger, let's for instance say you meet someone for the first time. Is it common for someone to call you, hey, Rog?
Not normally. No.
Yeah, it's usually people that know you.
Yeah. Just like a nickname, you might say. So if you know somebody,
Yeah,
well,
exactly. So the fact he's calling Lisbeth without knowing her is, hey, Liz, means they've spoken before.
they know it. Kind of strange.
Yeah. Thank you for your $5 super chat, Nathan. He says, Whitsett plagiarized Neil Armstrong quote on the thumbnail for a TFE video he posted. It said, one giant leap for flat earthers, truth in plain sight. What? I didn't see that. Thank you very much for the super chat, though. Actually, if you are able to get me the link, I would love to see that. Really appreciate the super chat. You rock, man. Appreciate all the support. By the way, you guys can hit the likes. 90 people watching, only 39 likes, so please do hit the likes. And the votes have gone up, by the way, to TFE's demonic. 49% say yes. No, 41%. No idea, 7%. And not sure, 3%. But yeah, let's see how he acts with Elizabeth.
Hi, Will.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes. So I'm Liz, and I live in the South. I'm originally a Pennsylvania girl. Hardcore conspiracy theorist ever since I was 18 years old, forever a black sheep in my family. And I became a flat earther a few years ago. And what actually led me down this rabbit hole was trying to essentially disprove the flat earth. You know, I thought this is
Okay, I want to stop there quickly. Sov, what did that guy say on Burn the Corporate Fictions channel this morning?
Well, he was talking about how she first came in to Clubhouse. He said that this app was kind of popular during the big censorship around the jab and all that back in the early 2019, 2020. So that's where it got its popularity. But she just kind of popped in on a flat earth group that was there and then was asking questions about what is good evidence of a flat earth and this, that, and the other. Because, you know, being like she was genuinely interested. So she got all the arguments of it. And then the next thing, she gets one of the people that's selected for this thing to go to Antarctica. It was like she just kind of like came out of nowhere. And after she joined in the group, then you started getting people like Toon and Dave Weiss and these other people on this little obscure platform that was only being useful because there was no censorship on it during the COVID bullshit. So that's why it was being used still. But that's what she gave a shout out for winning, was to all the people on that platform.
Yeah, so like nobody knew anything about her. Nobody still really knows anything about her. But she just out of nowhere popped up.
Mm-hmm.
And you heard her saying she's been a flat earth, conspiracy person a long time, and looking into flat earth and stuff, trying to, debunk it, the usual stuff. Isn't that usually the same, I don't know, generic history that people always get how they become flat earthers?
Yeah, it's kind of generic, but it was the part about her being, looking into it and conspiracy theorists and shit for years is obviously not very true, or she wouldn't have just been a recent newcomer to this flat earth thing on this social media app that she was in. So I don't know, man. I think it was set up to have her, and I don't know what the real purpose behind having her as part of this was. Maybe to say, just like, here's just a random flat earther that's like one of you out there, one of you rabble out there in the fucking chat, that kind of a thing. I don't know what his whole deal is with this, but definitely was selected. I think probably selected before she ever even joined into the social media app. It's been set up for a while.
Yeah, that's what I think. I do think this whole thing was planned a long time ago, because it's all just major coincidence that the anti-flat earthers like McToon and them are just there all of a sudden in this clubhouse with her as soon as she joined. And this was also before this whole TFE. And it was just before TFE, apparently. So it's really odd.
Well, I've looked into conspiracies myself for years. This is my personal experience. And when I first got into flat earth, I didn't go, oh, wait, this is a conspiracy. That's not what came to mind.
Exactly. She's talking like not a flat earther, because flat earthers don't really call it a conspiracy. What's up, Nathan? How's it going?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What's up, man?
I just wanted to bring you that link real quick and say
Awesome,
hi.
yeah.
And that's it. Thanks for the
Thanks,
show.
man. I appreciate it. Awesome, and appreciate you, man.
You
You
bet.
can just stick it in the private chat in the bottom, then we can. Okay, let's carry on. You're going to say.
silly. Like, there's no way that the earth could be flat. And it humbled me in a sense, because as I started digging more, I started coming to things and realizations, and within the last couple of years, it's definitely provided me the opportunity to dig deeper into myself. That's one of the reasons what I told you. It's been a very deeply spiritual journey for me. And within the last year or so, I am actually moderating and one of the main administrators, sorry, I'm so nervous, on this audio app called Clubhouse. We are Flat Earth Gang, not a real gang. And we engage in conversations and debates with Globe Earth and Flat Earth. Through this experience, I've been able to meet amazing people from both sides. We've actually gone past the point where we're just having conversations and we're actually putting these claims to the test. As you know, I have a very close friend who works from NASA.
As you know, I have a very close friend from NASA. You're that. How would he know?
Playing devil's advocate, they did have to submit like this application. It wasn't just who they were, but they had to tell a little bit about themselves. It could have been in her letter. I don't know if we've ever heard her email that she'd sent.
That could be. Okay, yeah, that could
just playing devil's advocate here,
No, that makes sense. But it makes a person wonder, though.
Of course, a Glober, and we have been conducting these observational experiments now for the last 6 months and so forth. And it's given the space kind of something that added special niche where it's just instead of just.
And I also want to point out, why did you say, yeah, my NASA friend is of course a Glober? Why do you have to reiterate that the NASA friend is a Glober?
You'd assume that if they worked for NASA to begin with, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many of them people, though, that work there and they know that it's not a globe, just go ahead and do their job just to keep from, to have a paycheck. They just know better. They're just playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many of them there are. There's got to be some, just given the law.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so many actual today people that did work for NASA that are flat earthers. So how do you know there's people not working for NASA today as flat earthers? They're just not saying anything because they're scared they're going to lose their jobs.
Yeah. And it's easier to just go ahead and play the game and get a paycheck than it is to go, you know what? I found out the earth is not a globe. I'm going to quit my job and have to worry about, my bills and food and shit. They just go, hey, what the hell? I know better. But with these people don't. They're just doing this. They're paying me. What the fuck? I'll do what they tell me to do. Ain't hurting, That's what normal people would do.
Oh, there we go. Live from Antarctica. One step for man, one giant leap for flat Earth. That's what he's talking about. Yeah. Thank you very much for sending the link, man. Nathan. Okay. Let's see if we can carry on singing.
And talking about it. Let's actually go out there. Let's get it done. We always talk about the scientific method. So let's be scientific about it. And I'm here for the truth. I don't monetize. I don't have a platform. I don't have a huge following. And I'm really just here to collaborate and, come to that moment of clarity.
Awesome.
I was going to ask, what did she actually collaborate there? What did she really do there? Did anybody see any of her footage? Or has she presented anything from TFE really?
I'm not that I'm aware of. Neither have Jared.
No,
really.
That's the thing that was bothering me while they were live down there. He was showing things like the toilet and where he sleeps in his tent and where people sleep under a table or people working on their laptop, but he didn't really show anything.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. See, that was like B-roll footage for the production.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's what it's like to me, like Jaren actually, all the flat earthers went on there just so they would have somebody to say, look, guys, flat earthers went and they were there for the truth, So therefore, look, guys, we telling the truth. The sun did set. Because what was weird was when Jaren and them were already there, they already started claiming the sun wasn't setting and they didn't see a full 24-hour sun. How do you make that claim without seeing it? So that's one thing I found really odd. And then Jaren did the stupid things like putting a compass upside down and getting south and north wrong. You know, how? Why? That's showing that there's really something on. Even Dave McKeegan and Duffy and them all had different norths and souths.
Yeah.
So how do they know really where the sun was supposed to set or not?
They, like I said, they were relying
so-
on this. They were relying on that false sense of familiarity. They figured that if I turn, then the people that follow me will too.
What stood out to me about you is, like you said, that you have a friend who works for NASA, and it sounds like you guys are, doing experiments together, which I think is super cool. I'll also tell you that you have quite a fan club. So I have heard from a lot of people who really want you to win. So I'm really glad you applied.
Who's this fan club, guys? Actually, I want to know, anybody in chat, type one if you've ever been on this clubhouse. Type 2 in chat if you've ever heard of Elizabeth Acosta on the clubhouse before TFE.
Let's see what comes up over here.
Yeah, good luck.
Or type 3 if you have no idea who she is before this TFE and you have no idea what the clubhouse is. Because I, till this day, still can't get whatever this clubhouse is. I don't know where to go.
That gives me something to do tonight.
Let me
Oh,
see.
what's the clubhouse?
I'm going to try to find it.
Because I don't know. I've asked how many people, can you just give me a link so I can get this audio app and, go to this clubhouse, and I just don't know.
Okay, it's a social audio app. Hang on, I'm going to get the thing too.
That's what they say.
And here's the
link. Would be great. Thanks.
Okay, welcome back. Enter your phone number. I guess you got to do it on your phone. Let me put this link over here. I'll put it in the private chat. There. And let me put it in the ring.
Clubhouse signing. Huh. Okay. What's my phone number? I don't phone myself.
I know. You have to also prove that you're not a robot.
Yeah. Nice thing is I got my own number saved on my phone.
There's somebody.
Did you find the clubhouse yet?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I'm on the. Just putting my number in quickly.
Huh.
See if I can actually get on there. Oh, okay. Text sent to me. Okay, where's my text?
If Mickey Mouse answers, you know it's Disney.
Waiting for a text. No text. Weird. Let's see if I can resend. Nope. Okay, I would love to enter code, but I can't because I'm not getting a text. Maybe it'll come later. Oh well. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we're going to see when they start calling out.
I'm going to bring everybody onto the stage, and let me work on that right now.
It's got a big. He pulls everyone in.
All right, I'm adding everybody here.
Where's my other phone that you can? There
we go.
Out of everybody here.
Lighting in here is so bad.
Where's
Okay, so
Monday?
it's
Where's Josh Monday?
Yeah, he's supposed to be here. Josh Monday and Brian too, both.
There's Brian Leak. I would have trusted Brian Leak or Josh Monday rather to have gone than any of these other people. Yeah.
Yep.
giving me a limit of 10 people, so I'm
a
actually going to
limit.
remove myself. would.
It's
Actually,
your
if I
show,
remove,
Will.
I know, right? If I remove myself, that means.
No. Yeah.
All right,
everybody.
Okay, so I'll pull like a.
He didn't think that through, did he?
And
I don't think he got a lot of it through, did he?
Sorry?
He didn't think a lot of things through, from what I can tell. It's kind of like off the cuff, right?
The Eugene says the text has to hit the satellites first. Yeah, still no text, guys.
Dang it. Those satellites are out.
Oh, wow.
This is a quick note to the benefactor. If you got it.
Okay, let's get started. There's Josh Monday. Okay, he's already deleted, so gone. Brian leaks out. This music, though. But you see what it's saying? He's made his mind up. And he's gonna get the lead. Okay, next one.
I was pulling for the blonde.
But why? Out of all of them, okay? Just look at their facial expressions. You can see, like, she doesn't really look like knows what's going on. He's also, all of them actually, but she looks over nervous, almost acting like nervous. Elizabeth, just look at her facial expression compared to everyone else. Look.
Now this is before. Is this before they eliminated anybody?
This is while they're eliminating.
Okay.
But look at her face. She's like almost over anxious, like she's acting. Look at everybody else. Look at her.
Are you
like she's trying
suggesting
to almost crying? Look at that.
she almost knows it's going to happen, right?
Uh-huh. Come on. Okay. Who goes next?
Josh, huh?
Huh. Look, she's still just staying the same kind of.
Almost melancholy now.
Not even a shock that it's just her and her now.
Yeah.
See? Huh? Look, she's getting ready.
And we have a winner.
She
like
literally
a
panned
game
her phone. She literally panned her phone to get it in action for when she does that. Look at this. Look, she's panning her phone. She's getting it ready. Look. Look. Panning her phone there. To get it right.
And we have a winner.
Like on Price is Right. You know,
Yeah.
like on one of those game shows or something. Just overdo it.
So say it seems very scripted to me because the whole body language was the same, over emphasizing the nervous, and then just before she gave that like smile, like she knows, and then she's quickly getting it ready, and then and then runs back and starts. Very fake. Sorry, you just have to call it. Obviously, it's just my opinion, but that's what I read into it.
It does seem a little bit over the top, didn't it? Like, and she didn't know what she was getting into. She didn't realize how much work it was going to be to get on a plane and fly all the way to the Antarctic and stay up for 24 hours, I guess.
So yeah, that was a bit weird. And by the way, I still haven't got that thing for the clubhouse. Huh.
Shocking. Huh?
Maybe they know it's flatsoid.
You're a mark man, flatsoid.
Oh man. Anyway, I think it was a cool show. Let's see what the end of the thing comes to. 146 votes. TFE is demonic. 51% say yes. No, 40%. No idea. 7%. 3% say yes. Not sure.
Well, I
So
would go with the demonic one. I mean, that'd be the one that overall got that poll, didn't he? Yeah.
hmm And you, what are your thoughts, Soph? Demonic?
Yeah, there's something nefarious behind it. The whole globe thing is demonic in its inception and its purpose. So I would have to say yes, absolutely. And then just looking at this guy, I mean, here he is professing to be, a man of God, and he's not. He's anything but. Yeah, I think absolutely demonic. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Look at this, Miss Jingles. She just won a $45,000 trip. What do you expect? She didn't win anything. She just
And it's not $45,000. Where the fuck did
32.
you get that figure? Go
32.
look it up.
Yeah. But the thing is, she wouldn't see it as 45K. She would just see it, I'm going to Antarctica. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Going to a place.
I mean, in
to
reality,
freeze.
if somebody gave her $45,000,
That's
would
a
she
different
spend
story.
it on a trip to Antarctica, or would she probably not? I think she would
Nah.
probably not. I think it'd be either a new car or some other kind of shit,
Probably pay off some debts and buy a new car.
Yeah.
But like
They
I
got
was
that
saying,
food
the
at
whole.
home, dude. Yeah.
But like I was saying, if you look at the body language, look at everybody on the panel there. She was over anxious the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can see she's waiting to do something because she's really almost fidgety, like knowing she's waiting to. And literally, just when she saw there was the two, she didn't react at all when it was just them two. She went to her phone to kind of try position, and then went off. Oh, it's time, and then she started jumping up and down. And she went back to jump up and down. Did you guys realize that? She didn't just in the same position.
I just ran across this post on Facebook. You're gonna love this. This is Happy Pride Month, Michael Toon.
Oh no.
Oh, crap. That's beautiful.
I didn't
Oh,
know
man.
doing ads for Weight Watchers, man.
Those are women's hips, man. Look at that. Those are women's hips, man. I'm sorry. Look at that.
He does stand very feminine.
See how they come out like that. Who's that? Whose legs do that?
Isn't that something in his pocket though?
No, it's both sides. It's almost like those riding
Pear
bridges.
shape. Like
Yeah.
pear shape kind of.
It's a woman's hips, man. I didn't say it was a good-looking woman's hips. I just said it was a woman's hips.
So are you
Saggy
still
baggy.
Brenda agenda that they're one and the same?
I'm just saying I've never seen them both at the same time.
Well, Brenda did say Brenda went to have coffee with him once.
Well, I have coffee with me all the time. So I just don't have a split personality, that's all.
Oh wow. Crazy.
You got two personalities and they speak with one another. Is that possible? You know? Sybil.
Yep. Anyway, I think that was a good show.
Yeah, man.
You have a show coming up, Sov, or
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do one tonight, 9:35. A lot of craziness we're gonna talk about, as well as flat Earth stuff. This thing with Elon and Trump. Now they're trying to play it like there was a 5D chess move, and it was all a big distraction show. I agree it was a distraction, but not for the purposes that they're saying. So, open panel, anybody can come up. Maybe we'll get our guy. Did you happen to catch the guy that said that the sun literally goes into the ground?
I heard that.
He said when the
Okay.
sun, I said, no, it appears to set. It
Yep.
doesn't really touch the ground. He said, yes, it does. And I said, wait a minute. You're telling me that the sun lands someplace. Where is this landing location? And why is it different for everybody? And then he started going into some kind of simulation crap. And I was like, well, simulation or not, it's still got to follow some physical laws, man.
Yep.
you know. Oh, yeah, that was fun. He actually, like, I said, so what's it doing? Is it like bunny hopping around, or, you know, is there places where people never see the sunset during the day? Or, I mean, what is it that you're doing? I couldn't understand where he was at. And he says, here, I can show you video evidence. And he showed a sunset. And he says, see, look, it's landing on the ground. I was like, no, man. And I pulled up my own video that had it. And it's, look, see, it's landing on the ground, right? And he goes, yeah. And it shows where they zoom in on it. And it's way above the horizon when you zoom in. It's like, where'd it go? What happened? What happened? I thought you said it landed. And he said, oh, that's fake.
Wouldn't it burn the hell out of the earth when it lands? You know?
Well, yeah, I know, right? That's the current consensus. There was a lot of that in the chat asking about that too. But I just was like, dude, you got to go. I can't take you anymore. This is
Yeah, you get some crazy people, man.
Man. Well, maybe we'll get them tonight too. Who knows? Should be fun.
Makes for a good show, so.
Oh, it does. It does. It's entertaining, and it just amazes me though that you could actually run across people that think something like that.
And Roger, you?
I'm not doing a show tonight. I'm going to do one tomorrow. Probably tomorrow night. I'm just going to do one on work lighthouses, and I'm going to compare elevations with lighthouses and compass work and how people navigated the oceans for centuries.
Yeah,
awesome.
Maybe millennial. You know, pretty.
Yeah,
amazing.
Awake Souls. Are you talking about Awake Souls, Sov? It does sound like Awake Souls there.
It does.
No, his name was I don't know. He come in. His name was Yahweh Wee Wee.
Yes, that's Awake Souls.
Okay.
Oh no, that's Team
The old
Yeshua.
guy?
It is Awake Souls.
Is the old guy?
There's two of them. They got
Okay,
long hair, long curly hair.
He's old. He's an old guy.
Yeah, they're all old, sort of. But yeah, it's Awake Souls. They Team Yahushua or whatever.
Okay.
Where they believe we live in a simulation type Earth and the sun sets, and they claim the Bible claims this is like what?
I'm going to tell you this though. They had Mark Sargent on their show once, and he was in there nodding along with them.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know, man. There's some whatever. That's all I can say. I would like to see a video, you know, from the side view of it landing. That's what I want to see. I want to see a side view of the sun landing. Not from going away from me. I want to see it from the side where it goes. That's what we need.
Yeah.
I want to see it coming off the ground. That would be funny.
Right. I'd like to see where it touched down at. That'd be an interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. My latest argument from the troll side is, the longest tension bridge is in China, and look, it follows Earth curve. And then you go and look it up. You're like, that's a tension bridge that's physically curved this way. Look, it's even higher than the water in the middle. It's following Earth curve. You're like, what's wrong with these people?
It's done for structural
integrity. Wow. They don't understand how tension works.
Mm-mm.
That's why they always bring up the Verrazano Bridge. You're like, is the base plumb? Yes. Is the tops leaning? Yes. Does that mean it's vertical? No. And they don't get it. They just don't get it.
Why is that in there?
But yeah, thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate it. It is time to go. Make sure to catch Sov and his show later, and Roger the next day. I will all see you guys tomorrow night for another awesome show. Many, many blessings, and thank you again for all the support. Hit the likes on the way out if you haven't. Many blessings. May the pressure be with you guys.